I am leaving my boyfriend over a prank. I'm still a bit shaken up, so if this doesn't make much sense, I apologize. TW for suicide. I, 18F, have been with my boyfriend, 20 meters, for almost 2 years. I moved in with him last August, and things have been pretty rocky. My whole life I've struggled with my mental health, specifically depression, anxiety, and self-harm. I've been clean for a while though. I also have a history of trauma, but I don't need to get into that. I made sure my boyfriend knew this when we started dating, because I wanted him to be able to nope out of the relationship if that was too much for him to deal with. He assured me it wasn't an issue. He never seemed to really get the whole mental health thing though. He would make comments saying stuff like depression is just spicy sad, and people with trauma should just get over it. He also thinks that only veterans can get PTSD. I've tried explaining things to him, but he just brushes me off, so I do the best to ignore him. Recently he started watching couple prank channels on YouTube, and he started pranking me. At first it was just small things like putting way too much flavor in my water, or salt in a bite of my food. I laughed it off. It didn't really bother me. But then he started jumping out and scaring me. That kind of stuff really affects me sometimes because of my PTSD, and I tried to explain that to him. He would apologize but do it again the next day. I was getting annoyed and frustrated, but I tried to let it be. Things escalated last week when he put some noisemakers under the toilet seat in the middle of the night. I woke up to go to the bathroom and sat down. Boom. It being late at night, me being half awake, and the loud noise all mixed together and gave me a full-blown panic attack. I was on the bathroom floor crying and having flashbacks. After I don't know how long I stopped crying and was just staring into space, having flashbacks. He came in because I guess he noticed I was gone for a while. When he saw me sitting on the floor, he remembered his little prank and started laughing. I just stared at him for a second, got up and called him an ass. I slept in the living room the rest of the night. The next day I sat him down and I told him he cannot keep scaring me like this. No more jumping out at me, no more loud noises. He pretty much sighed and rolled his eyes, but he said he would stop. Everything was fine for a week. I thought this whole prank thing was finally over. Yesterday I got home from being out with a friend, actually feeling better for the first time in a while. When I walked in the house, all the lights were off, so I assumed he was still at work, which isn't abnormal because sometimes he works late. I plugged my phone in because it died on my way back home. And when it powered on, I got a notification that he sent me a text. It just read, "So sorry. I love you." I replied saying it's okay. I'll see you when you get home. Love you. And I heard his phone ding in the bathroom. That was weird, I thought. I got up to go get his phone, and when I got into the bathroom I saw him laying in the bathtub. The bath was full of water. There was an empty bottle of pills on the sink, and he was covered in blood. His wrists were cut and there was just so much blood. My heart just sank. I started having a panic attack. I was hyperventilating, crying, and I was just frozen. After a minute I ran to the living room to get my phone to call 911, and I hear splashing and then laughter. I turned around to see him standing in the hallway just laughing. He said he got me, and I should have seen the look on my face. I don't even know how to describe the feelings I was experiencing. I was so mad and sad and scared. I didn't even say anything. I just walked out of the house. I just kept walking, and eventually I figured I needed to call my friend to come get me. At first I didn't tell her what happened. I just told her I needed her to come get me. It was an emergency. She came and took me back to her house where I'm at now. My boyfriend keeps calling me and he sent me some text saying he was sorry and it was just a joke, and I'm overreacting and I need to come home. I'm not answering. I don't even know what I would say to him. My friend is going over to his house tomorrow to get my things when he's at work. She said I can stay with her however long I need. I don't know what I'm going to do. I just feel numb. I don't have PTSD and I would still have broken up with him. You are better off. Up. Hugs. If anything, this prank is the kind of thing that might give a person PTSD. It's fucking awful. I agree. That's nothing you should tolerate. Why are we yelling? My response came out like this on a comment. How did I do this? I don't want to accidentally shout my comments. I know this is not the right place, but all of the big-ass texts are having me dying, laughing loudly, crying loudly, crying loudly, crying loudly, crying IDKY. On a real note, I have insane trauma. 2 and major PTSD, and honestly this wouldn't have ended well. If I walked into this, I honestly probably would have just ended my life there too. I could not handle that. Nope. Not one bit. The main person that caused all my trauma was an abusive ex-boyfriend, and he died this past summer, years after we broke up, and I was still so fucking not okay. How would he feel if he stood up laughing to see you dead? He's so fucking insane. This is so beyond not okay. You're 1,000,000% better off without him. You deserve someone who would even think about blowing off your trauma and mental health struggles. That would be so incredibly supportive. And it would hurt them just as much as it hurts you that you're scarred like that. You deserve so much more than this fool has to offer. He doesn't even deserve a text. He doesn't deserve to ever even have the pleasure of thinking of you again, besides to know how badly he fucked up. I'm so sorry that this probably just gave you even more PTSD. I know I'm a stranger, but I've struggled with all the same issues you've mentioned, and I know everyone says this, but I truly mean it. If you ever need someone, please reach out to me. Please. You are not alone. I'm so happy that you have a supportive friend to be there for you in your time of need. Heart. It's not even a prank, it's just tormenting someone. He deliberately set out to do the most cruel thing he could think of, and went about it in excruciatingly horrific detail, and then tries to pass it off as a prank. Yeah, no, this was planned cruelty, meticulously executed. This is a man you want to stay far, far away from. I also would let everyone in his sphere know about this so they can be forewarned of his savage sense of humor. He's a monster. Exactly. It's sadistic. He enjoys inflicting pain, trauma, and witnessing the aftermath. He's a sociopath. He torments, insists that he's not tormenting, disregards, promises to stop, then escalates. Every prank is more detailed than the one prior. He's spending more time planning, executing, and leaving time in between to pranks to convince her that he stopped. Oh, and he records so he can relive her trauma over and over and over. This. I'm mid-50s and Gen X, so I've stuffed my CPTSD down deep and rarely deal with it, but that last prank would have sent me spiraling, and I'm pretty sure I would have launched myself across the room and attacked him when he walked out laughing. That wasn't a prank. That was mental and emotional torture, and he is way too dangerous for you to ever be around again. Good for you for leaving, and for not taking my route, and I'm so glad you have a friend who can be there to support you through this. You are better than he deserves, and you will get stronger and healthier away from him. Sending you lots of good thoughts and healing vibes. This guy is abusing you in a very weird and creative way. Do not give him a second chance. Pranks come in 2 flavors, funny and hurtful. All his pranks are hurtful, including the salt in your food and the flavor in the water. A funny prank would be to move your stuff around or put all your hangers backwards. To make your food unpalatable, your toilet frightening, or lead you to believe he's died are just hostile things. He sounds like an absolute nightmare. What the actual fuck? You don't even need to get mental health shit to know that pranking someone with a fake suicide is the most asshole move someone could ever do. And if someone tells you to stop, you do. An asshole move is an understatement. He actually took the time to think this out and prepare the whole scene, which everyone knows is never funny. This guy is an absolute psychopath if he thinks this is a funny prank to anyone. He is fr messed up. I am really struggling to find the humor in a prank like this, even amongst some really goofy goofballs. Why no? It sure seems like he wanted to punish, or correct, her. Prank weakness with something truly over the top. IDK. I am God's silliest goose and that shit is straight up fucking sociopathic. Congrats on giving him the boot, op. That's actually so scary to think that he would punish her or correct her with his actions. Since she said that he didn't get this prank stuff, he probably wanted to punish her for not taking those pranks as funny and downplaying all of her mental issues as something not so serious and she could just get over it, too. Just chill and laugh at it. I'm glad you got out. You did the right thing. Creeps like him get worse and not better. The last one is actual psychopathic behavior.